time. We have media here with questions, and we will get right into it. The first question is from Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA. Leon, please, with your questions.
Hi, DJ. How are you feeling about the result now, a little bit of time after the fight?
I'm a little, it's frustrating. I watched the fight about four or five times and saw the exchange that, took me out of the fight. But, like I said, when I was in the cage, you do this sport long enough, it's bound to happen. Do I want it to happen? Absolutely not. But, the fight was going just like we trained. Adriano loves to run. If you look at all his fights when he's fought Kairat Akhmatov, Jay Eustaquio, he's very passive about the way he goes about fighting. He never pushes the pace and gets the fight going. He's always looking to go about his fights that way. And, I'm a type of athlete. I'm going to push the pace. That's where I got my name. That's how I became the household name. And just an exchange that got me uppercut and then slipped. And then he had me on the ground and I was going in for an underhook and he just blasted me in the face with a knee. And that's all she wrote.
When would you like to compete again?
I'm not in a rush to compete again, to be honest with you. I mean, this was a long camp, 18 months off. I'll go back home, hang out with the wife, kids. We have some vacations planned. My son's dirt bike season about to start. So I'm about to start riding dirt bikes. So, when you're doing this for so long, it's not about, trying to fight. It's about enjoying the ride. Fight week was awesome. I had a smile on my face. My teammates, we laugh. So we'll see, we'll get home and see what's going on.
And lastly, was his height and reach a bigger problem than you thought it would be?
No, it was just his running, his the way he went about the fight. I mean, the ref said action. And, I did my part just going forward and pressing the pace. Maybe I was too overzealous to get to him. Right. But, I'm not going to go in there and let him dictate, where the fight went. I wanted to get the fight going and pressured, but it is what it is.
Actually, one more last quick question. What do you make of Eddie Alvarez's the end of his fight?
It's unfortunate, man. It's part of the sport, right? It's like, what do you do, right? For me, it's like the crappy thing about the sport is like you hit him here, he hit him here, hit him in the ear. But yeah, this is going to mess up your equilibrium. Your body is not designed to take a shot right here. So, and then he turned his head more and then he hit him here a couple times. So it's like, you know what? All right, you got disqualified. All right, on to the next one.
Thanks, DJ.
Thanks, Leon. The next question from Eddie Goldman, NHB News.
Yo.
Sorry. Okay. Can you hear me okay now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Thanks. You talked about the knee that he landed where you were on the ground. For many years, of course, when you fought in the UFC, you couldn't do legally that move. How have you adapted to, since being in one championship, to these rules where this obviously is a legal move? And which set of rules do you like better?
I like these rules. Like I said, it's a progression of a fight, right? So I went down on my back. I was coming up for an underhook. Adriano had me posted. He blasted the knee. The fight's over. It's done. I don't get any more concussions. It's just done. And it was a different position I'd been in. Like I said, Adriano did a good job of using his length. He fully extended me and landed at the knee.
Okay, and you said you're going to take some time off. Any idea when you might be coming back?
Yeah, maybe the fall, maybe Christmas. We'll decide what I want to do. I mean, I got 6 fights left, I believe, on my contract. And for me, I'm in the room talking to my teammates. I'm like, you know what? Like 6 fights left. Let's make it the best of it. Maybe I'll try my hand. The beautiful thing about one championship is I'm sure if I go home and I let Chacho know, I was like, you know what? I want to try a kickboxing fight. Why not? Like everybody's so focused on like always trying to be the best in the world. And don't get me wrong, I'm trying to be the best in the world. But when you've been the best in the world for 6 years straight, it's almost like you don't want to put that pressure on yourself, right? So for me, I'm like, shit, why not? Let's maybe try a kickboxing fight with big gloves and say, I had a professional kickboxing fight. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not even thinking about anything and trying to get back home with my wife and kids and see what's up.
Would you want at some point a rematch with Adriano?
If I work my way back up to that point, right? I mean, I think he pretty much finished, he finished me, right? So, I mean, if the fight was closer, the fight was, contested, where I had him in some trouble or whatnot, then yeah, I can see one of a rematch. But, he went out there, did his thing. He put me away. I've never been finished before in my whole entire career. In profession, I've been finished in the gym before. But yeah, I mean, I think Adriano can go off now and defend his belt more to some up-and-comer, Kyra Akbatov, or wherever else he wants to fight.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. The next question is from MMA Fighting, Damon Martin. Damon, please.
Hey, DJ, I know you had talked about the rules difference before this fight when you were talking about the Peter Yan Aljamain Sterling fight, and then kind of in a bizarre twist, it ends up happening in your fight. Do you feel like, I mean, obviously, I know you said you wish that rule change would happen, but I mean, is that just kind of like the evidence of that that move works? It unfortunately didn't go your way tonight, but obviously that is part of the sport you actually support.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it ended the fight. I wasn't stalling one bit. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to get up and fight, and I got blasted with a knee. My very first fight in one championship, I did it to Yuya Wakamatsu, and I'm getting to finish. Like, it's meant, the rules meant to be there to keep the fight progressing and end the fight, right? So if Adriano wasn't able to land that knee, yes, I would still been in that fight, but he would have to do something totally different. So I'm totally content. What happened with, I'm not like that rule should be taken out. That's what the rule was. Adriano used it to his advantage, and I was on the other end of the stick.
You've never been a guy to make excuses, and even though in one championship you've been maybe slightly undersized against some of the bigger guys at this flyweight division, you've never made that excuse. But did you feel any of that with Adriano? I mean, we saw the size difference in there, but in terms of like his power, things like that, like, did you notice that in the fight?
No, not at all. Like, everything he did, we knew exactly. Like, when I tell you guys this, we knew that he was going to run, circle a lot. And there's two ways you can play this game. You can play the game as, okay, I'm going to sit back and wait for you to cross distance and play the range game, or I'm going to come get you. I decided to come get him to keep the fight pressing. And I fought guys like this before. John Dotson, he's another guy who likes to counter and wait for guys to cross distance, land the big punch. But that's never been my style, right? My style is always to go out there and push the pace and get things going. And in the first exchange we had, when I landed that knee to the stomach and they came close, and I almost landed that knee in the clinch, just inches away from the jaw. If I would have landed that would have been end of the night, I believe. But, it's the fight game. It happens.
Last one for me. You mentioned, maybe you get the itch to do a kickboxing fight, or maybe you do a grappling match. I know obviously one championship does that as well, but I know this is only a question I'm asking because unfortunately you came out on the wrong end of this one. But how much does the championship matter to you at this point in your career? Because it seems like, you were champion for so long in the UFC. You've kind of been there, done that part of it. Would you like to have kind of some fun fights and things like that right now? Not to say you can't get back to the championship, but like, how much does that weigh on you now?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, one of the things that the reason why I came on to one championship is that I have options, right? Like, I feel if I want to do a kickboxing match, I can do that. Obviously, yes, I can go back into mixed martial arts, work my way back up to a title shot. But, I'm just going to go home and just chill and relax. I'm like, what do you want to do next? Like, would you like to try your hand at kickboxing? Like, maybe I try kickboxing, I go out there and I get the bricks blown off me. But at the end of the day, it's about trying and exploring. Like, you get one career, right? You get one career, and I want to make the best of it. And to be able to say that I've done a professional kickboxing under one championship will be dope. So, we go home, relax, let my body heal, and go from there.
Thank you, DJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, Damon. Next question from Nisi Icasiano, IB Times.
Hi, DJ. Can you hear me?
Yep, you loud and clear.
To some, you fighting at 135 pounds doesn't sit well. I believe this was also asked during the pre-fight press conference. But after this fight against Adriano Moraes, do you plan to stick around at flyweight, or are you already thinking of moving down to strawweight?
I can't make strawweight. And if I could, I wouldn't want to go through, the body. I have no interest in drinking 2 gallons of water for 2 weeks straight to make 125. It's just, I'm in that part of my career now where I'm not worried. I mean, yes, it's a disadvantage that I have to worry about with the size difference, but I'm not worried about it. Like, fights, I had a good talk with Eddie Alvarez out here, and he was like, dude, everything you did was perfect. Like you pushed them, you crossed the distance, you're throwing good exchanges, weren't really overextending, and you came up, you got hit with the knee, and it is what it is.
Thanks, DJ.
Thank you, Nissi. Next question from Jim Barceloni from Miami Herald. Jim, please proceed with your question.
All right. Can you hear me okay, DJ?
Yep.
Okay, great. Hey, what does it say about Adriano? I mean, got a big victory, obviously, over you tonight. And just especially to American fans, I know he trains here in South Florida, American Top Team, but he's been at one, and just how this can sort of pick up his legacy or his criteria with the American fans.
Yeah, I think, for Adriano is a good win for him, a great performance. Went out there and finished me. And I think for him, it's just him, keep on writing his story and getting introduced more to American fans. He's just got to keep on being active and fighting and put on great performances.
And tonight was the one on TNT April Series debut. And geez, we had a little bit of everything tonight, it seemed. What were your thoughts of just bringing this over here and you helping get this over here and some familiarity to this, to America?
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I think One Championship did an amazing job collaborating with One on TNT. And, we had a little upset with, sorry about that. There was a little upset with Eddie Alvarez and Yuri Lapikis. It happens, right? I'm a type of guy where you look at the results and you move on with your life. If you sit here, when I've lost to Dominic Cruz, Brad Pickett, I sit there and I dwell on it, and it did absolutely nothing for me, right? So for me, it was an amazing night for One Championship, for Adriano Moraes, and now it's on to the next one.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. The next question is from Dylan Bulker, My MMA News. Dylan, please.
Hey there, Demetrious. I was noticing the fact that you've mentioned a couple times the desire to take some kickboxing kind of bouts there. And I'm kind of curious in a broader sense, because One has also done, submission grappling, left way, even just a myriad of martial arts. Are there any other arts you're interested in competing in with One?
I think the biggest one is probably kickboxing. I have no interest in Muay Thai and little gloves. I think kickboxing, submission grappling would be dope, but a lot of things can happen in submission grappling. You can, tear your ACL, LCL, some major ligaments, and now keep you out of competition for a long time. So I've always been a big fan of kickboxing, K1 days, and seeing the guys throw their combination and how they're able to cross distance. And it's one aspect of it. So like I said, I have a little more time left in my professional career, and I don't want to look back on it and be like, man, I should have did a kickboxing match. I have the opportunity to, but like I said, this is all stuff that's coming to my brain now when I'm in the room with my teammates, and I'm just like, like let's just enjoy this, and maybe we do a kickboxing fight. We'll see.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, Demetrious.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dylan. Next question from Nick Atkins, South China Morning Post. Nick.
Hey DJ, thanks for talking to me. I just wanted to ask that there's another fight coming up in your division, Yuya Wakamatsu against Reese McLaren. Just how do you see that one going? It's going to be on one of these TNT cards.
That's gonna be a good fight. I think Yuya Wakamatsu obviously has the striking power. He's very fast, light on the feet, can cross distance very well. And Reese McLaren, great grappler. He's battle tested on the feet as well. He's fought my teammate Bibiano Fernandez. So I think it's gonna be a great fight, and it's going to come down to who's able to capitalize and make the right adjustment and execute their game plan.
You've obviously fought Yuya before, but if Reese goes out there and gets a good win, is that someone you might consider for your return? I know he was a bit upset. He'd lost that semi-final in the Grand Prix, and he was really looking forward to fighting you in the final. So would that be interesting to you?
Yeah, I'm not really worried about what's next for me. The only thing I've been thinking about, honestly, is just if I was to come back to decide what I would want to do, and it's been leaning more. We've been talking about kickboxing and whatnot. So, I mean, anything, I'm up for anything, whatever's I'm going to have fun with and enjoy doing.
All right. Thank you so much, DJ.
Yes, sir.
Next question from Jakes Sofnavorsky from Rusty Cage MMA. Jakes, please proceed with your question.
Hey there, DJ.
Yo.
I just want to say congratulations on winning that Grand Prix. I don't think you lost to Cejudo, so that's 17 victories in a row. It's a pretty amazing run. I'm just curious, after being so vocal about knees to a grounded opponent, how you felt they should be legal. Does it feel ironic to you that your one loss after all this time comes via a knee to you while you're grounded?
No, not at all. I mean, what if I didn't say anything? I'm not, honestly, I'm not worried about it, guys. Like I said, I believe in these rules. I believe they're put into place for a reason. And it's just a different aspect of the game that you have to go to evolve around, right? Like, I know this isn't a street fight and we're not fighting in the street, but if you knock somebody down, you can blast them in the face. And that's essentially what happened tonight is, you know, I was on my back. I was trying to get up, I had my arm in there, and he delivered a phenomenal knee and he took me out. There's no other way you can write it. I'm totally supportive of these rules. I'm not saying that should have never happened. I mean, yeah, it's, don't know what you guys want from me when you guys keep asking the same question about that knee that he hit me with. Because if the roles were reversed, I would have blasted his ass too.
You're quite gracious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
DJ, we have 2 more questions for you, and then we'll let you go. The next question is from Andrew Fegley of Nightline Sports Network. Andrew, please.
Yeah, hey DJ, appreciate you taking my question. You've never been finished before in all these fights. What does that do, and how do you return from that mentally? Is that something different, or is it just that, you know, is it different than what you normally go through, I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
No, I don't think so. I feel like for me, I feel like this one, I'm able to digest this a little bit more. Because I know Adriano is going to be tough. And yeah, it sucks, but you know, I'm very mature. I'm a very mature athlete. And like I said, you can sit here and sulk and be mad at yourself. And like I said, I watched the fight 5 times already. So it's not like, you know, I'm like, God, you know, what happened? I don't know what happened. So I know what happened. And now it's just about going back home. And, you know, like I said, I've lost before and I've won before. Nothing never changes. I'll go home, relax with the kids and the wife, spend time with them, get back in the gym and get back on the horse. Right. So this is no different. I've never been finished before in my professional career. I didn't think I'll be able to handle it this way. But like I said, I think it's just a maturity of where I'm at, and I know why I'm doing it. I know why I'm putting my body on the line and competing.
Well, it seems like you're handling it really well, and I wish you all the luck in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Andrew. The last question from Singapore Strike Sports.
Hi, DJ. Can you hear me?
You're loud and clear.
Okay, so you say that you might take a break from fighting. For Adriano Moraes, who do you think is the next person to able to fight for his championship? Who do you think is qualified enough to challenge Adriano Moraes?
Who do I think is next to fight Adriano Moraes for his title?
Yes, that's correct.
You know, I think Kairat Akhmatov, I think he just won his last fight. You know, you have a big fight between Yuya Wakamatsu and Reese McLaren. You know, Reese McLaren won his last fight. Yuya Wakamatsu has knocked out 2 people. So he's a hot rising star. So it's up to the matchmakers of one championship to decide who they're going to have fight. But I think, you know, those 3 names right there are, you know, ones who are on a nice little streak that can probably pose some problems to Adriano.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, DJ, for your time. Please take care, and we hope to see you back real soon.
Thank you, Tammy. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Take care.